Hey everybody, or nobody. How are you? Nice to see you. I'm here in my car, as is always the case on Tuesdays. Not always. Stop being hyperbolic, Lou. The hyperbole is out of control. Yeah, so I'm here in my car. It's a Tuesday afternoon. This is the standard way of doing it. Pardon me if I'm fidgeting. I'm trying to find a comfortable place for this back massage dealie to be jabbing me in the back because my back hurts. Sometimes my back hurts. It's one of those old people problems that a person has. How's everything? I hope everyone is doing well. I'm having a little coffee. It's late in the day. I've had kind of a rough day. Yesterday, I found out my unemployment benefits ran out, so the job search is now super problematic. Gotta find a job. I've been looking. Not like I haven't been looking. Just can't seem to get job interviews. So if you have a job for me, or an opening that I might be able to help you out with, let me know. Luis J. Fernandez on LinkedIn with a picture that looks like this. But so that's lame. And then on the other hand, what? Oh, it was kind of a rough weekend. Jody's out of town, taking care of the kids. I had some sort of a flu. I think that I had the flu, but my flu shot knocked it down. Got inoculated. Vaccines, they're a thing. So yeah, I tried to do that. I didn't feel good all weekend. And then yesterday went okay. It went all right. Everything was good. And I found this old video of mine that I really, really enjoyed watching. The video of the Feces Club, the video that I made for the live show, which of course you can watch on YouTube now that I've uploaded it to YouTube. I think it was originally on Vimeo, but I couldn't find it on Vimeo, and I didn't want to just download it, rip it off Vimeo, and then upload it to YouTube. Anyhow, I think I put it on Vimeo because there wouldn't be commercials if I had to play it off the internet for the live show. Regardless, I was laughing so much at the absurdity of the dialogue in that video. It was bringing me great joy. I was feeling good. Went to bed. I thought I had parked in a Wednesday spot. Went to bed. Woke up late, like an hour later than I should have woken up, to my kid being like, "I'm going to be late for school," and being like, "Oh shit! What am I gonna do?" Holy shit! So I had to get up and kick ass. Everyone out of the house. Everyone, deliver, Uber to take one kid to school, running the other kid late to school, signing him in late. Then I'm like, I'm going to go look in my car and make sure that I parked on a Wednesday spot so I don't have to move it. I get there, it's gone. Then I remember, oh no, that's where it was, and I moved it to a Tuesday spot, run upstairs, get my keys, run to where I think the car is, it's gone. And then I'm like, did I have a complete senior moment and not know where the fuck I put my car? Run around, then finally I'm like, it had to get towed. So I go home, find the website, type in my license plate. Sure enough, I missed it by 3 minutes. I got towed. So my car got towed. That sucks. That's the whole reason I sit in this fucking car, is so that it won't get towed. I overslept and it got towed. So the car towing is a thing. So this is the part that fucking super stinks. And pardon my language. I don't mean to curse, but I'm a little salty today. The tow is $185, right? That's a lot of money. They take it about 1.5 miles from here. So I don't know how you justify that cost or whatever. It's their game. They get to charge whatever they want. I'm glad they didn't charge more. Then I had to use my debit card to pay for it, and they're like, "Oh, it costs $3.50 to use the debit card." Like, why, of all the businesses in the world, the city is a business, they can't eat the $3.50 for the absurd charge? And there's other things that they just don't like using credit cards. But supposed to go get a money order. Then it's $60 for the fucking parking ticket. So on top of that, so it's a $240 Net loss $45, $248.50 after the towing, after the debit card fee. Furious. Doesn't even begin to describe how I feel about the situation. Not enjoying it. But, so woke up late, kids late, car towed, almost $300 in fees. Unemployment ran out. So now it's all about the money drain as our finances spiral further and further out of control. How are you? I'm glad that you're watching. Single person. There were two of you, but now there's only one. I hope you're enjoying yourself. I've got coffee from the Joe coffee place that's right down the street. Oh, there's some people walking by with funny hats. Let me see if I can catch them. Do you see them? Oh, there they went. They were wearing weird hats. Weirdo hat people. I hope they're having fun with their day with their unique hats. I don't have a hat on. I like to wear hats, mostly baseball hats. That's just how it goes. Hey, what's happening, Chuck? How's New Mexico? I think you moved there. I think I saw pictures of your house with your guitar on the wall and all the other stuff. It seemed like nicely kitted out space. I don't like the coffee from the place down the street, but here I am with this cup. You're splitting time between Denver and New Mexico? Damn, dog. Damn, Daniel. That's nice. I'm glad that you have a nice space to move back and forth between. I'm curious as to Fort Collins. That's right. When I say Denver, I mean Colorado, but I'm an American. My geography is poor. I had the famous story of my friend Kenny, who was bicycling out to he bicycled out to the foothills of Colorado and then, or whatever, out almost to, Colorado, and then got in a bus on the way back, and he was riding with some woman, and he was explaining that he had ridden his bike all the way, halfway across America, and she was like, oh, where are you from? And he was like, oh, I'm from New York City, and she was like, oh, that's really great, and she was like, I'm from, Moose Elbow, Wyoming, and he was like, I'm sorry, I can't say the same for you. I have no idea where that is. And she was like, oh, it's 200 miles from the capital, whatever. And he was like, sorry. And then she got very upset. Then he was like, slow your roll. You know where I'm from. You can't be mad that I don't know where you're from. You're from nowhere. But that's because he is a rude person. A very good friend of mine. But not afraid to sort of, disabuse people of their, reasons for being mad at him. And then, of course, she was mad at him for being rude. But, I don't think they had a rewarding Greyhound bus conversation after that. I've only been to the Colorado airport and then surrounding ski areas. But not often enough. Now I want to go back there and ride around in one of the marijuana tour limousines. That seems like a worthwhile amount of money to spend and have someone drive you around in their weed limo. I don't know. That doesn't really actually sound like a lot of fun to me. But I do remember seeing that on some news program. I did. I got my car back. My car was towed, and now it's back. I only had to pay $188.50. I've got the paperwork here. Oh, no, that's not it. Yeah, see, look at that. Oh, pardon me, I don't want to spill this slightly bitter water. Here it is. See, I got the redeemed, closed. That's like I paid for the deal. Yeah, a $188.70. That's just for the tow. Yeah. I'm sure that would be a barrel of monkeys for you, Chuck, to drive me around Fort Collins, being like, this is another place where you can buy marijuana. Yes. If only this redemption were more like on a life level, I think I'd appreciate it more than just being, the payment for a receipt for paying for my own car to get out of car jail. So anyway, quickly, Curly Hooligan, I woke up late. It's my fault. I woke up late and I thought I was parked in a spot that I would have to move Wednesday. Normally I try to keep it on a Wednesday spot and then sneak in for a Tuesday afternoon spot so I don't have to sit in it twice in one day anymore. I don't have to do the morning car broadcast. But I woke up at 8:20 and had to get the kids out of the house. Everyone was late for school. And then I was like, I'm just going to check on my car because I got a Wednesday spot and it was not there. And then I had to run to where I thought it was and it was already gone. And I missed it literally by 5 minutes. So, yeah, it was 8:40 something. I mean, yeah, I was parked illegally. It's my fault. Of course, it's the fault of the city. They did have the street sweepers out today. So, sometimes it's supposed to be street cleaning, but they don't do it. But they were out today because of the windstorm, I assume. We had that insane wind. If you look at the Instagram, there was a video of the tree outside my apartment waving around. It woke me up in the middle of the night how loud the wind was in the branches. But yeah, a lot of branches and sticks got knocked down, so they had to bring around their giant steel brushed street sweepers to shoot those branches around. I mean, it's not like those things have a vacuum cleaner underneath them to suck up street debris. They just spray liquid and churn up the dirt. But yeah. So then the nice thing was that I took an Uber to the impound lot. And I put in the address of where what it said was the impound lot. But when we got there, I told the Uber driver, yeah, we're picking up my car. And he was like, oh no, this is not it. And he actually drove me to the actual entrance, which would have been an extra 15-minute walk back where we had been to get the car. And then of course the people who work in the impound lot are, a level of misery that it's hard to imagine. I mean, I get it. No one is ever hey, I'm here to pick up my car that you towed. Thank you for inconveniencing me. My car was towed illegally for just a small amount of time, but I understand there are rules. No one is like that, and everyone's like, this fucking sucks. And and if you've watched Parking Wars, which mostly takes place in Philadelphia, people get nasty. And the funny thing was, there's nobody there, right? So there's nobody there waiting. There's one guy there who was just finishing up, and he was they had booted his car, and he had come down to pay for it, and he was like, well, when do I get the boot off? I got places to be. And they were like, well, once you pay, it should be off within an hour. And he was like, if it's not off my car in an hour, does the clock start right now? Because I'm gonna freak the fuck out. He's like, I'm gonna fucking tear somebody a new one. If my car, I got places to be. I was like, yes, all that behavior gets you nowhere there. I, on the other hand, was kind of daydreaming in a sort of a pissed off funk in the line, and there's nobody there. And the woman who helped us, quote unquote, helped take my money, was like, next. She was super mad that I wasn't oh, of course, I'm holding up the line of nobody, so that you can go back to doing almost nothing while I give you my debit card. Oh, yeah. If you use a debit or a credit card, they charge you three something. I was like, what's the point? Why? Fucking New York, eat that fucking tax. Jerks. But, yeah, it was a rude awakening. But, now I won't do that again. Hopefully. But So I forgot to set my alarm, but my kid's alarm went off for an hour and a half, and they didn't wake up in time for school, with like insanely loud music blaring the entire time. They just don't. They do not get up. Now, of course, on a Saturday, the 10-year-old is up with his own internal clock to watch Impractical Jokers or Teen Titans Go or whatever else nonsense he wants to watch at, the crack of dawn. It's like, oh, it's the weekend. Must begin idle consumption of absurd garbage. It's a mystery. The mystery of children. Come witness the mystery of children. Thank you. So yeah, it's been quite a day. And last week my wife was like, had the flu. She was sick. I got the flu shot, so I was like, I won't get sick. Then I went out and had some beers, and I did drink too much. I'll give you that. But like, in the middle of the drinking, I was like, I'm probably drank enough to get a hangover, but I shouldn't have a hangover while I'm in the middle of these beers. And it turned out that I had some kind of variation of the flu. It was just like a nasty 2-day headache, but boy, what a headache. Yeah, I'm having a great run of luck. And some people are like, why do you have a car in the city? Well, in Manhattan, I wouldn't want to have a car. It's a fucking nightmare to drive around there, and there's just a ton of extra people. In Brooklyn, it's handy because there's a lot of places that I can get to very quickly in a car that would, the train, I wouldn't be able to get there faster. It would, and plus the trains, New York City, they're about to do a congestion pricing tax, in theory, they're going to approve, which has been unpopular in a lot of attempts, but it looks like they're trying to ram it through. And it's once you go below a certain street, you get your Easy Pass, or whatever they call it where you are, your RFID money grabber will tax your car for entering the congestion zone. So there's just lots of shitty places in Manhattan to drive, and it's slow and it sucks. But getting around Brooklyn, it's very handy, and getting into like Staten Island, Shaolin, if you're a Wu-Tang fan, and also to like get to Philadelphia, which is only 2 hours away. Born and raised, not really. I know that London has it. Also, London, eating dinner in London is very expensive. In England, there's lots of fees tacked on to your dinner, if I recall correctly, IIRC. There's something else I was going to say about that. But there used to be a commuter tax, which I was all for because I live here, and the commuter tax is if you live outside of the city but work in the city, they tax you for using city facilities, even though you don't pay a city tax, and they struck that tax down up in Albany because Albany is a bunch of cowards. I'll say that to Cuomo's face. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Me and Cuomo, I'll go toe to toe with that dude. That's better, isn't it? A little more relaxed lighting for us here. I don't want to say it's romantic, but isn't it? Chuck, I was going to ask you. You have your kids in college, right? Like at Colorado Mineral University or something like that, like Rock and Stone Quarry something like that. Thank you. This is a It's a built-in feature of the car, this indoor lighting. I just remember seeing that your child went to college, but I haven't not seen updates. But I don't know if I only see what you post. Colorado School of Mines. That's right. I knew it was something to do with igneous or sedimentary, those type of rocks. This is interesting. I'm using OBS to do this chatting, and there's like, when the chat goes up, it like cutting my face in half. I know I'm still here. I know, isn't that interesting? The School of Mine. Neat. So he's basically going to be doing a lot of fracking. Is that it? I'm against that. He should look for a different line of work. He should go to film school. No, don't do that. Yes, the School of Mines. So you know, you have to teach a mine, you know, to look like I was gonna say, I don't know if you remember, I think it was, I don't know if this is fake looking back, but when the Russians were in Afghanistan in the 80s, I remember, I don't know if this is, again, like I'm saying, like Reagan era propaganda, or if it was true, but that the Soviets used to throw out little mines that looked like teddy bears. They're little, like, they were still, you know, not like an actual teddy bear, like at the end of Full Metal Jacket, where the guy's walking through the perfume city and picks up the thing and it blows up, but actual little toys that look like little animals, and children would pick them up and blow off their limbs. So I don't know if you have to teach that kind of mining. But the oldest engineering school in Colorado. Interesting. Yes. Yeah, it was certainly, it was an early Necco wafer tie-in with the Soviet Union to to blow off the romantic fingers of little Afghanis. This is an unpopular discussion. Well, thank you everyone who's watching me sit in my car. It's part of my New York City penance for owning a car, is the weekly suffering in the car as I sit here to avoid getting a parking ticket. It's just an hour, and I only share 25 minutes of it with you. The first half hour, I usually listen to the radio. Sometimes I fall asleep. Sometimes I meant to read. I downloaded a bunch of free stuff on the Kindle here. So this is a Kindle Fire. This was a gift for my children that I had to lock down so they couldn't just do whatever the fuck they wanted on it. But it sucks. It is a piece of shit. And the thing I despise the most about it is that you cannot put external content on it. It says you can. There are all these guides on how to do it. You cannot mount this thing in a way that you can put CBR or PDF files on here. So you're tied into Amazon's, diarrhea Prime reading, or Kindle Prime shit, which I don't do. I just, whenever they quarterly put out new free comic books, I just upload them so that my kids will read them. Of course, my older son churns through these things. I've Kindle porn. Are you talking about erotic novels on the Kindle, or porn involving like sort of a Chuck Tingle, like pounded in the butt by my Kindle Fire kind of thing? So I'm sure there is a way to do it, but I have not been able to find out how to get the non-Amazon content on here. I mean, I'm not even trying to, I'm just talking about like stuff I buy in Humble Bundle, like, manga, sets or whatever. You were accepted to the Colorado School of Mines many years ago. What are the chances of that? That's interesting. Did you go? Pocket Pool Boy, I'm curious to know if you went to the Colorado School of Mines, and what you thought of it. It must have been interesting. It's an interesting, concept. The idea of, I think many people think one-dimensionally of minds. And of course, we're not talking about the explosives. We're talking about a hole in the ground used to siphon our Mother Earth's precious minerals. You chose to stay closer to home and make poor decisions. Well, hindsight's 20/20. I have, and therapy is about $250 an hour. So, what are you gonna do? Now, the School of Mimes, would it make a better TV show? Do they talk, or are they just always miming? It could be a little one note. We'll have to see. Let's see a script. All right. Get your final draft ready. Start talking about it. Call I was gonna say call the I can't remember his name, so it doesn't matter. I was gonna say call the star of Community, but the name's not coming to me. Black School of Mimes, the quietest show on earth. Whoa. This is an unpopular. Do people make those kind of jokes these days? I was watching a thing about Louis C.K. So Jim Norton, who is a comedian who is incredibly rude and never backs down from saying the worst thing he can think of, was sort of defending Louis C.K.'s choice to come back and do comedy in a unpopular topics such as the Parkland school shooting and whatever. It was interesting stuff. There are those. Oh, I'm thinking about black mimes, like the Jabberwockies. I think the guys who were on America's Got Talent and now live in Vegas and wear all those. They wear the masks. They don't do the face. Like, I think black mimes don't do face paint. I mean, some of them do, but a lot of them wear masks instead. A different type of thing, really. But I laughed because, of course, my favorite type of joke is the joke that should never be said. Ever. Anyway, my time in the car is done. You'd like to hear the Louis C.K. victim statements? You mean his jokes? Or, yeah, whiteface is not as offensive. This lady is letting her dog make pee-pee near my car. Oh, I'm furious. Yeah. See you later, Chuck. Hopefully we'll see each other in the near future. Jody was just in Arizona with Donnell, so I'll tell you about that later. Yeah, I don't know. If you look at my YouTube channel at Robot Lou, I shot a video of Louis C.K. talking after a movie screening. It's really great. He was very friendly and very generous and gave us a ton of time to just talk about his show and all this other stuff, and it was really great. I hear he takes those videos down, but he never took my video down. I appreciate that. Yeah, R. Kelly's car is jealous. Trapped in the car. Oh, that would be a terrible series of music videos. Well, Trapped in the Closet is great just because R. Kelly is insane. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I got to go back upstairs and live a non-car trapped life. Until next week. And if you listen to Lou Reed's, I should have the next episode out in the next couple of days. I just have to buckle down and listen to myself talk about people who like armpits for a couple hours. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.